Alright, so greetings. My name is Keisha and I'm here in our garden. I'm here to do some cleanup today. So I have this bed right here. As you can see, it has dropped like completely into the bed. And I want to raise the bed up. I'm going to add more dirt and mulch in the bottom of this bed to bring it up. What happened with this bed? If you decide to use the lasagna method of gardening for your containers where you're putting in limbs and leaves and there's a lot of organic matter, yes, it saves money up front. However, as I was mentioned in some other videos, it does actually, it all balances out. Eventually what's going to happen is it's going to sink. And depending on how much organic matter you put inside of your bed, it's going to determine how much it sinks. So if you use like sand, dirt, just regular topsoil, those things are not going to decay as much and drop as much. But the amount of time that lapsed between me using this method and it dropping was very, very short. It did not take much time at all for it to just go zoop. So what we're going to do today, we're actually going to take out some of these plants that are in here. I want to put some to the side to put back into the bed after I bring it up. And the others I'm going to move to other beds in the garden so that I can kind of spread out what I put in here. I have a lot of basil that I've grown from seed in here. There are also a couple weeds that have blown over from the hedges that are on this side of the garden back there. And I am going to leave my, I think that's a cucumber vine in here. I'm not sure what kind of cucumber it is. I'm gonna leave that in here, like right where it is. I'm gonna leave my tomato plants in here as well, because those plants will grow more roots along their vines and their stems. And the weeds, I'm gonna pull out what I can, throw away what I can, and then the rest I'm going to cover. I have some boxes, some cardboard boxes to put on top, and I'm going to actually scrape out a little bit of this dirt if I can get it where I think it's clean enough so that I can reuse it. But I might end up just leaving it all in there now that I'm kind of looking at what has grown inside. Yeah, I need to take out my basil. I think I've gotten a lot of other things already out. I had like cilantro in here, but I've already moved it. There's a couple vines in here that are probably going to just go away. There's a flower in here. Yeah, some things are going to just become organic matter at the bottom of this bed, and that's gonna be fine. But this basil, I need to dig this out. Okay, so let's get started.
In the garden we breathe all the flowers in line. Sunshine warming our souls, feeling peaceful and fine.
Okay, so as fast as I was saying that it was a nice overcast day, the sun has come out. The sun has come out. It is definitely noon and it's starting to get hot out here already. So let's go ahead on and let's get started. Okay, so I'm going to start off by cleaning out the bed. So I'm gonna take out what I want first. Let me show you what's in there. So I'm gonna take out all the things that I want, which is really just this basil. And I'm going to put it in my, oh man, it's on the other side. I left it over here. Okay, 1 second, let me grab this. I'm going to put it in my, I'm going to put it in these trays. I also have the more larger ones. has just some random trays. These are 6-packs left over from plants that I've purchased over time. Okay, so I'm going to take my spade, my trowel, and once you dig up my little babies here, let's see. Move my tomato. It's a Polish tomato back. Let's see here. It's actually gonna be trash. I'm gonna pull these out. And let's throw this away. Throw these away. Throw that away. Uh-oh. That may or may not have been a tomato plant. We can try to replant it. Probably won't live now. Throw this one here away. Dig this one here up as well. Okay. Put this in. Put in my trash can. Take my onions out. I can replant my onions. Take some dirt with them. Fill the tray up a little bit with dirt. And so let's see. My onion out over here. Got some dirt out. Some bags I fell from earlier in the season. My pineapple needs to come up. Okay. So here's my pineapple. Take all this off. Throw all this away. I'm gonna put my pineapple right here, inside of here. Take these off. Some trash can. We have this. I'm gonna fill it with dirt. Actually, to make this go a little quicker, I cannot do that. I'm going to use a smaller bucket to scoop it out. I'm going to scoop out dirt to throw in the bucket. Let's see. Do I want to do that? Put it over here. Okay, let's scoop this out. Right now, dirt is actually like really expensive. It's always been expensive, but it's even more expensive. So the idea of just constantly buying new soil is crazy. So I want to go ahead and start filling these beds in a way that, you know, they're still going to settle and sink and need more nutrients, but that I'm trying to save as much of my good dirt that's down here as possible. So what I'm going to do is, as I go along, I'm going to try to keep some of my dirt. I have my 5-gallon, and I'll be taking up a lot of this dirt as I clear it out, but I'm able to save it and use it on my top layers, because this is actually good dirt. That's the reason why I have mushrooms forming inside of here, because it is, you know, quality soil at this point. A lot of this soil I actually made with cocoa coir, and I made it with, you know, compost, either my own compost from my compost bins or from our bushes when they get cut, and I throw all that stuff in here. So this has really been an organically made bed. So I do want to try to conserve as much of my nutrients that I put in here on my new plants. So let's see this. So I'm throwing away a lot of stuff. I really am. but I have seedlings already started. They're gonna go in here. I have seeds for herbs that are gonna go in here as well. Onion there. I do have a trash can. Well, the trash bag inside of another 5-gallon bucket going. What is this? Okay, this is, these are weeds. Pineapple. There. So this right here is a basil plant. Let's keep my basil. For right now. Just for the moment. Okay, put it in there. Put it stand up. Okay, put it over here. Alright. Let's see what's next. I think we're good here. You know, this is dirt. I'm going to just repeat this process over and over again. Got another pineapple out. I'm hoping this makes it because it is definitely a year old. So by next year, I should have some pineapple. So I'm hoping that it lives. I have another onion. I'm gonna grab it out, put it there. Okay, I have one bucket full. Let's see. Uh-oh. Little teeny tiny onion. Taking my tomato out. Oh, another. Take this pineapple as well. So I'm putting my dirt into these now. You can use any large buckets. You can use, I might grab my yard cart in a minute. Start dumping dirt in there as well. It's already looking better. So let's keep working. Okay, so now it's, see, it's a little bit higher, not much. But I have to put down all of my dirt. But my mulch, I did 6 bags. Each of the mulch bags are 2 cubic feet, roughly. But once it, gets compressed here, it's going to drop some. It won't stay exactly that. So it will be a little less. I did get my mulch from Walmart, and it was able to be delivered because I bought it in the bags. Unfortunately, this plant that I thought was alive, because it was alive yesterday, is actually dead. My cucumber, and it was like a really nice cucumber. It was really long. It was like cascading everywhere, but that's gone. So I had some seedlings started, but that one was like ready to start putting on food. So I'm a little disappointed about that. Actually, no, I'm a lot disappointed about that. So also I found some broken tomatoes in the back, but whatever. So what I'm gonna do now is, before I put down this topsoil, I know I have it in the bed, but I'm going to actually put down cardboard, and then I'm going to empty out my compost bin in the back, and then I'm going to go ahead and put my dirt and my compost in here. I don't have perlite, so it's going to have to be just, what I have. And then I will mix the dirt and compost together. I reserved 2 bags of the mulch. This mulch is actually organic cypress mulch. Well, it's cypress mulch, which means it's organic. You cannot use your regular red, browns, or black color mulches because those have chemicals in it that should not be put on your food. So this right here, this mulch will, break down to become dirt. And it does not take long, actually. So if you can get a chip drop in your area, that would be free. And just move your mulch around in a garden cart or a wheelbarrow to your garden beds. That would be a much cheaper option than even what I did. But this will last a little bit longer than having, doing cocoa core or some other material that's going to break down and compress a whole lot like I had before. Cocoa core worked great for my seedlings. It did work great for my plants in the fall, but by spring, 4 or 5 months later, it's gone. So keep that in mind when you are using your cocoa core in your beds, that it looks nice and fluffy in the beginning, but it may not stay that way. So let's go ahead and get this started. So one thing, when it comes down to your dirt, get what you can afford, get what you can find, get what's the cheapest for you, or the best for you, because you're going to amend it. I'm going to put in some blood meal and bone meal within my soil. So I'm using topsoil here, and I do have bags of a cow manure and compost blend. I also have my own compost in my composter, and I'm going to put down cardboard still. And I have some leaves or some palm fronds somewhere around here that I'll be using as well. And then a lot of the limbs from the top of this actually had a lot of vines in it that I don't want to use because I don't want to grow whatever weeds might have been growing up there inside of my bed. That's just undoing what I've already done, all the hard work. So it's getting really hot out here. All right, let's get started. So it can get very easy when it comes to buying dirt to get caught up in brand names or not buying a brand name. You just want to be able to buy yourself some soil to fill your beds up. The top 6 to 12 inches should have a good quality soil. I use mulch on the bottom because it's cheaper than doing soil throughout the whole bed initially. And I don't need to have a really loose type of soil on the bottom. That's the reason why people put whole logs, or they put tree branches in the bottom. It's because you can have that and it will decay over time. But again, when it decays over time, it's going to drop. And depending on your environment, how humid it is, your rain levels, it may drop significantly fast. It may not be a quick decaying process. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my cardboard first. I'm going to grab the compost out of here. And I think there's some palm fronds I need to grab as well and throw in there. And then I will go ahead and dump my dirt in. Yes. Can I have this flower? What flower? What flower? Yeah. Yeah. We just need one. Okay, so I went ahead and I filled it up with palm fronds. I ended up having a lot more than I thought I did. I also took up the collard green that was right here. I'm going to go ahead and take up some of these flowers that I know, like this one right here, is about to die. I'm going to go ahead on and just, oh, maybe I'm going to take it up. Oh, it's down in there. Okay, I'm going to pull these off and throw these in there too because they're not going to live much longer. It's just too hot. I'm going to replace all these little flowers like this. These are fall and spring flowers here. Time to let them go. And I will get some more flowers to go down for my annuals around. Ooh, I need a lot more dirt. This might be number 7. Only about 8 bags of regular dirt. I'm filling in all my holes really well. Okay, so we're filling in all these holes. Get in there. Okay. Fill in the scalp. As much as I can. Just kidding. But it's better than it was earlier. Okay, now I'm gonna grab, I think I have one last bag of topsoil. I'm gonna start putting my compost in. Okay, so just so you know, on the bags of your dirt, it does tell you what's inside, including your compost. It tells you that this is at 555. It tells you that it has nitrogen, water soluble, and then your in water soluble. So that'd be the insoluble means that it's not available right away to your plants. Your water soluble is available right away to your plants. It also has your phosphate, your soluble potash. It has chlorine, not more than 1%, and it is derived from cow manure and compost. Okay, so this is not straight cow manure, but it's a blend. Okay, this is a blend. Wait, we put one more bag over here. Just throw this down here. There's a hole right here. Okay, so then it's pretty covered. A lot of the holes have been covered in. Not all of them, but a lot of them. I am going to put the cardboard actually on top of this. Okay, I'm gonna put my cardboard on top. And then I'm gonna add more compost and more dirt to our bed. This will sink considerably. One thing that I don't have that I wish I had, I don't have any chicken wire to go in here, but I would put a layer of chicken wire in here if I had it. I can always go back and add it later, like I did to the bed in the front. Okay, so I'm trying to, it's a lot of gear. I probably won't plant in here today. I want it to settle. Okay, I'm gonna have it settle down some. Woo. And go ahead and water. I'm gonna water this in right here. Get my cardboard down and water it. Knock my camera down. A couple weeks ago, I bought some bookcases, and my kids played with the cardboard for a while. And I said, you know what? I go ahead and keep it, and I just add it into the bed. I'm gonna do that now. Water this in. I have one more. I can tell you that cardboard does not take a lot of time to actually decompose. See my kids drawing. Okay, cardboard does not take a lot of time to decompose. It does break down fairly quickly. So this will be decomposed in the next couple of weeks without a problem. Grab my water hose and water all of this. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to empty out my compost bin. Okay, so I went ahead and I have added my blood meal and my bone meal inside. Flies have come to the party. I also went ahead and covered it up with my last 2 bags of mulch. As you can see, it still needs some more. It started to sink down. I'm gonna go ahead and water it in. We'll water this in some more. Hopefully these flies will go away. So yeah, you would think it would be a lot higher after I added all of those bags of mulch and all the big leaves, but it's not. It dropped, and trust me, it's going to drop even more I still have a gap. I'm okay with this gap. This gap is okay. It's workable until the end of the summer. And then I come back in with some more mulch on top. And I just keep adding mulch and like a bag or two of compost per section. And eventually, it'll be all filled in and high enough. I think I'll probably add some sand in here too. Like 2 bags of sand at some point and some more mulch to go on top. I'm short of mulch right here in this little spot. But I think it's looking really good. I just want to make sure I get all this stuff watered in here pretty well. All right. Then I'll pick up my bags off the ground. Still a lot to do. I want to paint and add some trellises. When you finish this trellis off, I want to add some lattice like what's back there into here. I think that's about it. All right. I'm gonna put a couple of these plants back inside of here as well before I go inside. Okay, so I went ahead and I planted a few of my plants back inside. I added my last bins of dirt that I had from the those Home Depot buckets I had of dirt. So I'm gonna put my dirt back inside. I added a couple okra plants that I grew from seed that I had already started. I have a patty pan squash that I put here. I think I put a patty pan squash right there. Then I have these other zucchini type squashes, but they're a longer zucchini. I put it back there in the back. Along with my pineapples, I put back in here. And my rosemary went back. It may have been out for too long. It's looking a little wilted. We'll see if it actually survives. And then I put some of my onions that I kept from my previous bed. I put those in here as well. So hopefully my other seedlings will actually live. Nothing happens to those that I don't expect. And I have peppers to add into here soon, along with some tomatillos. Should be going in very soon. And hopefully I can get some herbs to add. And so, all these blank spaces over on that side, I can add, fill everything in. But my idea is just to pack this bed back in a lot like it was before with, my basil plants, which I don't know where those are actually. Where'd they go? I think I planted one over here. I thought I had more basil plants. They're in a 6-pack. I don't know. They've gone missing. All right, so yeah, I'm going to end up adding my seedlings. They're gonna go into here, my summer seedlings. I have some loofah seeds that I want to add, and I want to put a trellis back here though before I add my loofah seedlings. And it's like 3 or 4 of those. Then I have some wing beans and some other beans to add in. But I'm going to wait and let this settle probably for like 2 to 3 days, and then I'll go back and I'll add in my bean seeds, because I'm going to end up adding in some more dirt and mulch. And like these plants, my squash plants and my okra, I can plant those deep. So I can just add more dirt and more mulch in here on top of those, and it won't affect them. However, the beans, I don't want to plant those deep. I don't want to keep losing my seeds. I've already planted around a bean seeds that I think have gotten eaten a little bit by the birds sometimes. And the other ones, they just don't germinate. Because I do direct sow my bean seeds. I could maybe do plugs with them. We'll see. But I not going to put those in today. Ooh, birds are out. So yeah, hopefully this gives me, a good couple of months of it at this height. It's a nice height. Like I say, it's still not, it's not to the very, very top. Okay, it's not to my top. It's still a gap. But it looks significantly better. So I'm really happy with how it looks. Yeah, have a great day.